Alright, what is up, you beautiful people, and welcome to the first new Brawl of 2022, boys. We're playing some Abathur today, as per usual, for the tier list, boys. We're joined here by anything but over here on this side. So Brawl modifiers looks like we'll be automatically gassing, thanks to Bountiful, doubling our income on our refineries. We have Brilliance, which starts us off with 3 weapons. Very generous here. Almost started playing a recording of my spooky stories there. Oops. We also have Bastion, so structures have double HP, and looks like we are gonna need some Hydro-Iotic Bile here to mess up those. I'm against Han and Horner. Oh, what do I do against Han and Horner? I'm a little tough. I think I just go Mutalisk, right? I just go Mutalisk, right? The Widow Mines actually messed me up though if I go Mutalisk only. But yeah, anyways, if you guys don't know about my Spooky Stories channel, be sure to go check it out. I read spooky stories there and narrate them. Trust me, my narration voice is very good. I mean, actually, well, of course, I gotta say it's very good, right? Otherwise, you aren't gonna see it. But go check it out for yourselves. Anyways, against Han and Horner, let's see. I gotta deal with Asteria rates, because they're gonna be kind of nasty. It's gonna be a little hard to deal with the Asteria rates with Ravagers, for example, because they can just dodge me. And that'll be not great. Mutalisk glue's hard to Widow Mines. Unless the Widow Mines hit something that's not a Mutalisk first. I'm pretty sure my Mutalisk will just hands down destroy. Oh my god, grenade cars are crazy, by the way. They do so much damage. I'm pretty sure my Mutalisk will hands down just destroy anything that's not I think they'll just destroy anything that's Han and Horner air. I believe they have the power to overcome Damon's Vikings. So let's just go for it here. I'm just gonna go for get a Mutablob going, and we'll think about consequences a little later. Here we go, boys. We're committing to it. What's anything playing as? Is anything playing as Mengsk? No, anything is playing as Zerg. Mengsk planning some BS. Well, ain't that Mengsk, boys. Ain't that Mengsk. Mengsk is always up to something, boys. Alright, there we go. So, let's see. I'm gonna get Vicious Glaive. Not comfortable with that. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna get some Vicious Glaive going here. Oh, okay. There we go. The Mutalisk, unfortunately, do not really prioritize. I'm gonna go with Sunder and Glaive as well. They don't really prioritize, the ground units here. Oh wait, but Tychus just killed off all the ground units for me. Oh, that's great. There we go. Well, I'm just gonna have those Mutalisks there, and they'll do their thing. Mengsk is tier 3. Looks like GC is GCV here like a top tier clan or something. These guys are taking it pretty serious. Because I know there are Direct Strike whatchamacallits, Direct Strike tourneys and stuff. There is one currently happening. Happened question marks. But yeah, anyways, yeah, Tychus here, Boswell here. I think anything actually asked about how to play Kerrigan actually. I think against Tychus it's Broodlords, but I think also Hydralisk could be okay. But Tychus is going to be really strong this week due to the fact that he starts with 3-3, and we got some rates here. I think I will scan now. Let's see. Do I win here? No. I need a lot more Mutalisk, boys. And I definitely need some detection. There we go. Let's get some Mutalisk up in here. I am actually tempted to think about going... Nah, Queens cannot beat rates. No way that happens here, boys. But yeah, basically I just gotta make sure I can destroy the rates here, and I should be fine. Get a little Mutaflock going on here. Because Han and Horner, if you can crush Han and Horner's air, like the ground is something we can deal with easily. And Abathur and Mutalisk, I think, are quite potent against that. Lurkers are unfortunately not a great choice against Tychus. Although they do stack, so it's like, you know, it's got that potential to be like pretty strong. I'm gonna drop a Men here. But like Lurkers are you know, they're pretty good against the Marine. Alright, Overseer, don't die. I'm counting on you. There we go, Mutalisk. There we go, Mutalisk. Yeah, Mutalisk crushed these rates real easy here. There we go. Get that bounce going. Manx has some boys coming out here. Okay, well, I'm going to go tier 3 while I have the advantage. I'm going to press the advantage here. But yeah, I'm going to need to deal with Widow Mines. The thing I'm going to be up against is 100% going to be Widow Mines. Lamau. Yes, it's called the confuse the enemy strategy, I think. That one is always very good. Until you lose with it or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, I think I'll want to Biomass Mutalisk. Maybe. Maybe not. I definitely know that Devourers are not the correct answer against Han and Horner, by the way. If you're ever tempted to build Devourers against Han and Horner, just perish that thought, boys. Perish that thought like they do in the Spanish Inquisition or something like that. No thoughts allowed, okay? Boom. Drop a fatty mend over here. Get that fatty splash. Oh yeah. I guess I'll get that thing here as well. Alright. Well, I don't see any Widow Mines coming in, so I guess we'll just keep going, boys. We'll just keep sending them. You know, I might send a Brutalisk, actually. Brutalisk is absolutely terrible into Asterior rates, by the way. Please don't build them. But against Widow Mines, they're pretty good. The only problem is, I don't know if they'll walk forward fast enough. We'll see here. I'm going to put that a Brutalisk here. Maybe the Brutalisk will take, like, turn aggro or something. And then, like, they'll, like, beat everything up. I don't know, boys. There's a Vega here. Next is definitely trying to save up for... Oh, we got that cannon, boys. Can I beat a Pride? Oh, that's a good question. I think the answer to that is no. But I don't need to beat the Pride if I can kill the base, right? I don't know. But killing the base is a whole nother, like, sort of ball game here. I mean, the good thing is the Brutalist can at least attack the rates. So they'll do something on Sky Furies? Excuse me? They don't even seem to be leveled up to rank 3. They're just out here existing. And then he... sure, boys. Well, we're gonna have a lot of Kerrigan now. I think the Han and Horner left. Like, Han and Horner's just not having this anymore. Like, Han and Horner's out of here. So, that means I'm just gonna go ham on these, I'm just gonna go ham on these Mutalisk here. You know, I don't think I've ever had a game where I just built this many Mutalisk as Abathur. I feel like I've always had to build something else. Or, I feel like I've always had a better option, you know? Now, the thing is, if if August Grab manages to come out, which I highly doubt because of the fact that Tychus is on the base, we're actually giga screwed. But Tychus is gonna drop that DPS on the base, and that's basically it, boys. We got him. I'm surprised Han and Horner did not try Widow Mines. Like, I'm pretty sure like rates mixed with Widow Mines would just be so strong against me. But we'll see here. I don't know. I don't know, boys. That was kind of quick, so you know, let's do one more round, and then we'll do the first tier list of the year. Poggers. All right, we're back, and we're joined here by Anything and Glowpike. There we go. Anything, I think, is just trying to figure out how to play some Kerrigan. Well, actually, we're all Zerg. Hey, we're all Zerg, boys. There we go. It's swarm time. I love me some swarm time, boys. I'm gonna put that down over there. Boom, boom. So, I don't know. Probably gonna get tier 2. Abathur's tier 1's kind of like not the best, not the worst. It's a Phoenix, boys. That's a Phoenix. We're gonna need to get that Hydro Iotic Bile. We got a Swan coming in here. I mean, considering it's Phoenix and Swan, and we've got a Zagara, victory is inevitable. Victory is inevitable. It's just how long is it going to take us to get there? There we go. Anything's going to eviscerate these Hellbats with Kerrigan, as you do. Cheeks! Uh-oh. Not cheeks! Let's see. Actually, Swan is pretty good against me. Oh no, it's a Zagara mirror match! Devastation! Huh. What are we gonna do now? That's a bit of a nightmare situation here. Well, I'm gonna get some gas and I'll get some adaptive plate. Okay, so against Phoenix, I need to really get a thick, strong ground composition. I think. I don't know if I want to fight Phoenix in the air. I can probably beat him, but it's probably better to just try and beat him on the ground. Although Immortal Colossus is going to be really tough to deal with, I think Roach, Ravager, and Viper together should put an end to that. So let's just let's roach it up, boys. There we go. You gotta get them roaches on here. Unfortunately, without extra cooldown reduction, I don't think Swarm Host would be too good. Ravagers are definitely going to be quite helpful, but only after I have enough roaches, I think. Because with enough roaches, this will prompt him to build Immortals, which will completely slap my roaches, which is intentional, because then the Ravagers can close in. I just need the Ravagers to be able to launch their Bile Blasts on top of the Legionary Swarm that is inevitably going to be there. But yeah, Phoenix having triple weapons is really strong, because his units are so strong to begin with. Oh my god, got that Baneling Blast coming out here. Come on. They're just a bunch of Legion. Oh my, he does 44 damage per rotation, by the way. These things do 22 damage. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, well, Mutalisks are coming in here. That's a bold choice against Swan. I'm pretty sure Ultralisk can just run over Swan. I should probably let anything know about that. Ultras are pretty good versus Swan. Anyways, I should probably start buying Ravagers sooner rather than later. Yes. Okay, let me auto. I forgot to auto gas. Oh no, I'm a big meme, boys. But yeah, I think Swan beats Ultras if he has tanks, but still, like, tanks can get right on top of... I mean, the Ultras can get right on top of the tanks, and, like, that's just the end of them. Just Zagara being alive does not help either here. Ooh. I wonder what Glowpike is going straight for. I don't know. Kaldalis is, like, cleaving me, like, into the ground right now. But it's okay. We got the late game, right, boys? So that's how it always be. We got the late game. Right. Anyways. It's Ravager time. It's Ravager time, boys. I'm gonna put those Ravager down over here. And then I'm gonna get a Val Roach. A Biomass's Ravager. Boom. Bloated Balducks. Give me the AoE size. Enemy Zagara has Roaches. Far more durable, but they seem to just blow up pretty nicely. I think those Lings that Glowpike added definitely helped out. And his Queens here are going to help keep him topped up. And the Queens are actually going to knock him out. There we go. I can't believe I'm saying that, boys. Boom. Got that AoE coming down on those Legionaries. We're going to see some Immortals probably, like, very soon. And unfortunately, the Ravager's going to get beamed by the laser beam because he cannot burrow. And so he must scream. Just get that over here, and I'm just gonna Ravager it up here. There we go. We got some Ultras coming in here. Like, I don't really think Swan has a good. Why is Swan building Goliaths? Oh my god! You do not answer Mutalisks with Goliaths, boys. You build Science Vessels. No. Correction. You build Thors. I think Thors are the more stable answer. They're the more stable answer. They're like your basic, but like Science Vessels also work. Science Vessels work when the Mutalisks clump up. It's just like you need like a few Science Vessels, and it's not as consistent. So yes, probably don't build Science Vessels. There we go. I just killed that bug. Man, I need to hire another spider, boys. These bugs are getting out of hand. Okay. Also, because Ravagers are typeless, the only thing I can really murder them is, like, I don't know, Legionaries that are out of control. Anyways, the Roaches are just going to disable those Immortals here. My Biomass Ravager, unfortunately, got beamed, so that's not great. Cyclones, not great into Ultralisk, because Ultralisk just, you know, pick them up and throw them around a little bit. Like a 2-year-old throws around their favorite teddy bear toy or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe more like a dog and their favorite toy, you know, they're like, I got it. My natural hunter instincts are kicking in every time I bite down The prey squeals. Serotonin released. Yeah. Also, for real, guys, I've been like thinking about getting like a small dog. You guys have had any like recommendations / advice on dog care? I have never owned a dog in my life, so anything would be any pointers would be helpful. I need to stop my Ravagers from dropping their blast like that. Maybe I gotta disable them until the Legionaries connect. I think that would be a good idea. But yeah, any advices would be helpful. Also, maybe I just gotta stagger them a little bit more, because right now they're shooting their load a little too early, boys. There we go. Maybe that's a bit better. And I'm gonna experiment with having most of them back here. Maybe we'll see here. Let's see if this works out. But yeah, also I'm gonna disable this here for now. But you can see here, anything's ultras are just destroying those Goliaths. Oh man, they don't stand a chance. Anyways, yeah, like I want to get like a small dog, like I don't know, like a corgi or something. Not like a corgi, but like I think like corgi size, nothing bigger sort of thing. I don't know. Ideally, I would like a big dog, but I would kind of want to start a little smaller, just so you know I know how to train them and stuff. All right, so let's see. 3, 2, 1. Legionaries have connected, and Legionaries have been incinerated, and now we just gotta drop a mend here. There we go. Ravagers are so good against Immortals. Actually, they're not so good, but they're pretty strong. They're pretty strong. Now all I need are some Vipers. Okay, I just gotta make sure I micro the Corrosive Bow like that every single time. Swan here clearly has never faced the Ultralisk matchup here, because the correct thing to do against Ultralisk, I think, is to buy tanks. You don't really have a better option than just spamming tanks, I think. But tanks like just completely ruin your day as Swan, I'm pretty sure. I mean, not tanks, Ultralisk ruin your day because they're just pretty tough to deal with. But I think like you just have to spam tanks until like you win. That's basically it. I'm pretty sure that's basically here. That's a Starties here coming in with a lot of Immortals here. There we go, and then they're gonna connect. Boom. Actually, maybe that was a little late. Yeah, maybe that was a little late. You know, I'll just let them do their thing and then see what happens. I just realized buying Vipers into Ravagers is the classic counter synergy that you guys are talking about here. So I gotta make sure I don't do that. I was just about to buy some Vipers. What if I buy Guardians? I have never really enjoyed Guardians on Abathur. They're like bad siege tanks. No, they're more like bad Banshees, I would say. Because siege tanks do splash damage. Siege tanks do splash damage. Those guys do not. Yeah, I don't know, boys. Maybe some more roaches to catch. Nah, not more roaches. I need a Brutalisk. That's what I need. Let's gas first. I'm gonna get a Brutalisk. Taldarn can like, you know, lose himself attacking that thing. Go do your 80 damage to my 1000 HP guy. 1500 HP guy. Okay, let's see how this works out here. Staggered Blast actually looks a little bit more effective, just letting them go for it right away. With the Staggered Blast seems a bit better. Although Taldarn is still a menace to behold because of his ability here. And he has a lot of Immortals, so he's like really ruining it. And I think he's having a hard time, I guess. I don't know. He just said a bad word, guys. Uh-oh. Anything but bad words. Anyways. There you go. I'm just gonna slam down some more Ravs. This Brutalisk here should probably last like 3 seconds, you know? But like, you know, 3 seconds is 3 seconds, right? You know? 3 more seconds? Better than nothing, boys. 3 more seconds is better than nothing. Sometimes that's increasing your performance by 100%, you know? Anyways. We got some Legionaries slowly leaking in now. But honestly, Glowplike is winning his Zagara matchup, so that's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then the Bile Blasts are coming down. There we go. Drop a little baby men here. Maybe I get some queens here. I don't know. I still have some roaches here, so the roaches are just gonna... Yeah, boys. Those Immortals don't stand a chance. Cyclones are locking onto me. I'm dealing some damage to the front line, and once Swan's little baby front line goes down, it's Ultralisk Rampage time. Ares bots? Nah, get out of here, boys. Get out of here. Yeah, that's probably the cannon. There we go. I'm gonna go buy another Brutalist because I can. And then I'm gonna go buy some more. I should probably buy like a few queens to support the Brutalist, but you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I don't know, because the queens only heal like what, like 20 health? I need so many of them for them to be effective, and quite frankly, what I really need is just more Ravagers. I just need more Ravagers, boys. Anyways, for 2022, I am no longer building Vipers into Ravagers, okay? And then quite literally next week, you're gonna see me build Vipers and Ravagers at the same time. It's gonna happen, boys. It's gonna happen. Because like the Viper's Blinding Cloud is also already anti-synergy because the Ravagers will shoot their Bile Blast out, and then the Vipers are like, oh, let me help you guys out, and then make the enemy wave walk forward, and then your Ravagers are like, bruh, I worked real hard on that attack, and you just like scuffed it. Anyway, let's get some more Ravagers down here. Because Ravagers aren't armored, that's actually like purely like, that's one of the most broken stats for them, just not armored. Just makes them like pretty tough to deal with. Anyways, Glowpike's wave is going to leak into Astartes' wave here, and Astartes finally gets a Spinny Boy Phoenix, but that's not going to be enough because his entire front line is going to collapse to these Banelings. And yeah, well, Immortals, with this number of Immortals, he'll clean house, but if Tal'Darim goes down like right now, that's going to be pretty bad news. Anyways, I'm going to drop off Fatty Men here. Tal'Darim's getting worked over here. There we go. Okay, Ravager's gonna drop some big blasts. Not quite doing it, boys. But you know what I'm noticing? I'm noticing my front line is staying alive for quite a long time. So I might actually buy some Guardians. Boys. As bad as it sounds, I think I'm gonna get some Guardians. This might trigger some scouts or something. I don't know. And then I can build Devours. I almost said Destroyers. Devours. And hopefully Devours will go to town on them or something like that. I don't know. Mojo is pretty terrifying though because he does do AoE. But once I hit like you know, peak mass. I don't know why I said peak mass. I forgot the word critical mass. Once I hit critical mass, like it should be over. You can see here Glowpike is he's just crushing it here. So that's why I said like victory was inevitable, boys. Victory was inevitable. Anyways, here we have our really bad Banshees trying to do something. They're gonna lose to Cyclones or something. I don't know. But the Ravagers are just kicking butt right now, and so they're just gonna melt their way through everything here, including the laser beam, and then the Ultralisk here from anything is just gonna absorb and soak. And look at all those lings coming up behind the Ultralisk. I really like that. That's actually quite effective. Yeah. The Ultralists are just too thick. They're just too thick, boys. Here, I'll put down some more Guardians to pad the fact that I never build Guardians. There we go. And there we go. That's how you do it, boys. Just Ravagers. I don't even know. Like, there we go. Very clean. Very clean. I didn't even do that much damage. Ha! Anything here actually just crushing it with these Ultralists. So yeah. Ooh! There we go. Kerrigan, mastered. Alright, let's go on to the tier list. Alright, and we are back. And because it is a new year, we have also changed the background of our tier list. Let's go, boys. We're going to cut right to the chase here. We're going to look over the Brawl modifiers, just, you know, in case. So we got Bastion doubling HP on our structures, Brilliance giving our units 3/3 upgrades, and Bountiful giving us lots of money. So overall strategy, I think this week is just, you want to counter Tychus, that's for sure, because you're going to probably encounter Tychus. Tychus starting with 3/3 weapons is very strong, because that automatically buffs how much damage he does and also increases how much health he has while also reducing how much damage he takes. So all in all, pretty strong. So you probably want to like peep like be conscious that you will have to deal with Tychus, probably quite a lot. You also probably have to counter some early rushdowns, because early rushdown I think is definitely possible, even though there is double HP on structures. Sometimes just having 3/3 weapons is just gonna be really good for you to take down those structures. And I think ultimately you'll just want to tech into some big boys and profit ? So here's how I think things line up this week, actually. So I think Manx, Zagara, and Stukov are going to be S tier. I think this is the first time I've slapped Zagara in the S tier, but I'll tell you guys why in a second. So Manx is in the S tier because he can do almost all the things we just talked about. So he can early rush down with boys if he wants to. His boys are 3/3 weapons. You can counter Manx like pretty effectively. It's going to be a tough battle, pretty uphill battle, but you can do it. I mean, not counter Manx, you can counter Tychus. And you can also build big boys with your Royal Guards. So yeah, I think Manx is going to be pretty strong this week. Next, I'm going to talk about Stukov. So Stukov kind of does a lot of similar things too. He does decently well into Tychus. I think if you mix it up with Diamondbacks and Banshees, you'll give him a pretty hard time. Civies and bunkers are pretty strong units to have, like, just in general, right? You can use them for a rushdown strategy as well. And you can buy large numbers of APOCs when the game, gets to that stage. And it's pretty hard to stop large numbers of APOCs unless you're like certain commanders who are in the S tier. So that's why I think Stukov is going to be pretty good this week, because you got so many good toys to play with. And Zagara is S tier because Zagara is normally gated by how fast she gets to her sort of pop-off critical mass tier, where you have enough like Lings and Abs and Hunter Killers. But now this week you just have so much money that you'll be able to get there faster. And this week is most likely going to end up being like on average like a 10 to 15 minute game. And Zagara loves the late game because your AoE just scales so hard there. So I think Zagara is S tier this week. Now in the A tier, we have fallen close behind Alarak, Tychus, and Hanenhorner. So Alarak is in the A tier because I guess you can kind of hang in there with against Rushdown with Slayers and Alarak himself. But you really have to make that transition. Once you do survive that transition, I don't know, maybe you'll get a few Vanguards or something. If you I think Alarak is like, if you survive the transition, you're solid. If you can't survive the transition, then you're not solid. But that's sort of what keeps him away from the S tier, I think. But if you do make it past the 10-minute mark without completely losing the game, you can just print motherships like they're not worth anything, and that could easily end the game pretty quickly. Tychus, needless to say, A tier because just out of brute strength and force, he is just really strong. If you add a bit of brain power micro to it, I think you'll be able to crush a lot of matchups this week. But not S tier because I think the average player who plays Tychus, who does not play Tychus, who decides to play Tychus this week, will probably not do that well, I would say. But yeah, Hanenhorner is A tier because Hanenhorner can do that classic rush down in the early game. I don't know, you can go Reapers, just reap them. Actually, I don't know if Reapers reaping them would be that great. Or you can go grenade cars. Oh my god, those things are going to hit like immortals, basically, right from the get-go. So those things will tear structures apart. And then you can also just transition to whatever capital ship you need. And if you're going to face a Zagara, oh my god, you're just going to have the time of your life with those Deimos Vikings. So yeah, I think Hanenhorner is pretty strong. B tier are commanders who they're decent, but they have some meaningful weaknesses this week. So for example, Abathur, who we just finished playing, you can definitely swarm it up with Abathur this week, real hard. But one meaningful weakness that Abathur has is that he does not really have good big boys. He's got Leviathan and Brutalist, which are just two names for punching bags. So yeah, if you build those big boys, Abathur's most likely going to lose if he uses them to fight enemy big boys. So you're kind of at a disadvantage there. So that means you have to just spam large amounts of smaller units, which won't trade as nicely if your opponent has a lot of AoE. That's basically it. But, it doesn't mean Abathur's weak or anything. He's still pretty strong, I would say. Next in the B tier is Phoenix. So you guys witnessed the Phoenix carnage with Legionaries. Yeah, I think Legionaries are just going to be monstrous this week with their 44 attack damage cycle, like 22 damage times 2 per attack damage cycle. That's nuts, boys. You could probably just try and rush it down with Legionaries. I don't know how advisable that would be. If your opponent has any amount of Flame Boys, I think eventually that strategy is going to fall apart real fast. But you have heroes that you can buy. I think, if anything, you'll probably just... I feel like a carrier rush and like mass spam would be pretty strong. But like once again, you suffer from the not big enough big boys. Like your heroes are great until your opponents can buy like 4 motherships, and then you're like really sad. So there's that. But don't count Phoenix out. He's still pretty strong. Raynor can do a decent strong bio rush down, especially now that the all his bio units are super strong thanks to his vanadium plating, and having access to it right away. But when it comes down to like a long-term big boy fight, Raynor will probably lose out. Hyperion's strong, but not 3 motherships level strong. I feel like I'm like looking at it from this angle might be a little biased. Also, you're gonna be facing up against like Manx, Tychus. Those guys are gonna beat your booty, boys, for lack of a better word of saying it. Also, Zagara is gonna be a big nightmare to fight against too. So strong, but not strong enough. Dahaka is also here because I think small Dahaka with Ravissors, which are basically just like biological dragoons. I think someone said that. I think about it, it's like that's actually very true. Ravissor rushdown could be very potent. Dahaka having 3/3 weapons is also really good because Dahaka's weapon upgrades are very expensive. But I don't know, he doesn't really have like a very potent big boy as well. Like Tyrannosaurs are cool, but like they're more like punching bags really. That kills Zerglings really nicely. That's about it for Dahaka really. I think small Dahaka with like a transition to creeper host support is probably what you'll be looking at this week, to be like a pretty strong sustainable strategy. Nova is also in the B tier because I think early game Nova's gonna maybe struggle a little bit because her opponents are gonna outnumber her, as classic. But once you get to like tier 2 and you can start grabbing some Hellbat Rangers and your DFG build, I think that'll be enough for you to stabilize into whatever your heart desires after that. Maybe you can just spam like Goliaths. I'll be honest, 3/3 Goliaths are something else. All right, they're basically just immortals, but like stronger because they can attack air. I don't know. You might just be able to spam strike Goliaths and get away with it. Maybe this week. Anyways, C tier we have commanders who are like, I don't know. I feel like they already have their regular weaknesses, but then like now it's augmented by like their lack of some things. So Karax, oh god, if it's a big boy fight, Karax is gonna struggle. If it's a tier 1 rushdown, I mean, Karax is gonna also struggle because you need to get at least like a Colossus to try and stem the tide. But not only is that gonna be, well, your Colossus is gonna be strong, but like your Sentinels that you might have been building to stop like your opponents from coming in are going to be less useful because they'll die faster because your opponents have weapon upgrades. And so even if you do succeed in getting your Colossus, you're going to be struggling a little bit because your opponents have weapon upgrades. If you're against Tychus, your Annihilators are going to not perform as nicely because Tychus now has more life. So just a bunch of bad things going on for you. Stetman is in the C tier because, well, you can buy lots of Banelings, I guess. I don't know. Stetman's big boys aren't really that great. He doesn't really have any. You can probably just do your standard, like, Ultra Ling, Baneling, Crusher, Stetman, and just try and power your way through and just play kind of like Zagara, which is probably how I'm going to play Stetman this week. And I think it's probably, like, the most viable way to do it. I don't know. But that might struggle against bigger boys. Although if they go ground against you, then you'll be just fine. I'm just thinking about like the mothership equation. That and also Tychus. Tychus also beans Stetman pretty nicely. Even if you have like your lurkers, like you need to protect them too. So there's that. Next we have Artanis. Artanis just takes a little bit of time to get going. I think if he can get up a nice enough Archon Immortal, Crusher, Ground Artanis, Dragoon composition, it could work. The only problem is getting there. You'll probably have to build like a bunch of spinning zealots first just to like hold back any bio rush and then go from there. But yeah, like Artanis, you gotta move slow and steady, kind of like Swan almost, but I would say in some ways better, in some ways worse. If it comes down to a big boy fight, I think Tempest's Enjoyment can probably go the distance against most of the big boys, until that is, you run out of space for Tempest, I think. Anyways, in the D tier, we have commanders who are just oof this week. A little bit oof this week. Vorzun has no big boys, so bam, big oof. Vorzun does like 3 damage, okay, another big oof. So basically, you're just... I guess her only redeeming trait is that she's pretty strong against Zagara if you got the Stasis Web Corsair strategy going on. But other than that, she doesn't really have too much going for her. Like, you're just gonna get DPS down, rush down pretty fast. And I don't really see a good way to counteract that. So that's that. Next, we have Kerrigan. Well, Kerrigan doesn't have any big boys, and her endgame strategy is just doing what Zagara does, but like in some cases a little worse, in some cases a little bit better. If your opponents have a large amount of AoE that counter your ground and air at the same time, you're toast. That's it. And next in the detail we have Swan. Swan does not have any big boys. If he needs to beat big boys, he needs Cyclones. That's basically it. Yeah, Cyclones are not the most durable things. And they're going to have a harder time against, say, Tychus, because Tychus is going to be extra strong. You're going to be up against Better Swan, aka Mengsk. You're going to be up against Stukov, who will ream you with his Apocalypse. You're going to be up against Alarak, who can just smash everything. Basically, you're not going to have a good time, I think, this week as Swan. Like, it could work, but, like, it's super tough, sort of thing. Anyways, I think that's my assessment for this week. I hope you guys have a wonderful new year. Let me know what you guys think about the tier list. And yeah, wishing you all the best for the year 2022. Until next time, I will see you guys later.
The tires! Let's light some fires! Need a light. They picked the wrong fight.